YouTube and Snapchat and fuckers. Welcome back to another installment of the Friday Wrap-Up. Well, we got a quick show. Last week's show ran a little long. You know, it was the first full week of 2022. So I had a lot of shit to cover. This week, not so much. So, I mean, it's been a fucking week. I gotta tell you, 2022 is not being kind to your boy. Which I'll go into in a little bit. But before we get today's show kicked off, I want to tip my hat to today's libation. Now, I don't do this all... matter of fact, I'm surprised I haven't done this earlier. This show's been going on about a year, almost 2 years now. Yeah, about a year. All right? And no, 2 years. 2 whole fucking years. Look at that. And I've yet to have any Scotch on the show. Now, we all know I'm a whiskey drinker. Yeah, and Scotch is probably the highest or the most evolved form of whiskey that there is. Now, I don't drink Scotch often. It is one of my favorites, though, but I don't drink it often. But when I do, it must be a single malt, and it must be neat. No ice, kids. So today we're drinking a little Glenfiddich 15-year-old single malt Scotch. Truthfully, I'm not the biggest fan of Glenfiddich. I find it a little oaky. When I drink Scotch, I'm more of a Glenlivet or Macallan's kind of guy. I don't waste my time with blended Scotches, so if you think by buying a $200 bottle of Johnny Walker Blue that you did something good, you got fucking hosed, okay? Go spend a few dollars less and buy a nice, clean, single malt, well-aged Scotch. It should be aromatic to the nose, and azalud, to drink up and be somebody. That is smooth. Velvety. Like I said, I do love Scotch. Preferably fall, winter, with a nice cigar sitting outside or inside doing a show. But so today I figured I'd do something a little different. This was actually, I usually, like I said, only buy Glenlivet or Macallan's. This was a gift from a client of mine, so I figured, what the hell? You never look a free bottle of Scotch in the mouth, right? Okay, so second week of 2022, and we're not off to a good start. Bob Saget died. Okay, the father from Full House. If you've ever, unless you just landed on fucking planet Earth, Full House was a popular show back in the day. He played Danny Tanner. He was also on America's Funniest Home Videos. He seemed like a nice, wholesome, family-oriented kind of guy. In reality, he was probably the filthiest fucking stand-up comedian you'd ever hear. And you know what? He was funny as fuck, too. Okay? You see Danny Tanner come out, and you think, oh, he's gonna tell, like, fucking knock-knock jokes, and the most filthiest fucking shit comes out. He made me look like a choir boy. That's how dirty this guy was. And hilarious, okay? Unfortunately, he died at 65 years old. They found him, he was on tour. They found him dead in his hotel room. No autopsy results have been released yet. They do not suspect foul play or drug use. I have, you know what? I actually have a theory. And, Hulk Hogan, of all fucking people, the wrestler, Hulk Hogan had mentioned this. And you know something? I don't think he's wrong. He said that he wouldn't get the vaccine because people are fucking dropping like flies. And he mentioned Betty White, Bob Saget, Sidney Poitier, who just recently passed away. All older people who've been vaccinated. And those are just the ones you hear about. And they're not going to say, if the autopsy results come back and they say that, the COVID vaccine killed him, those results will never see the fucking light of day. They say Betty White died in her sleep of a stroke. I'm not quite buying that, but whatever. So there might be some truth to what he's saying. I do have a friend whose mom passed, unfortunately, right after receiving the vaccine. So, there could be some fucking truth to that. I'm not, all kidding aside. But anyhow, so Bob Saget mysteriously died, unfortunately, 65 years old. Hey, rest in peace, Danny Tanner. Yeah, and also, Ronnie Spector from the Ronettes. 78 years old she was. She passed, she dropped dead yesterday, I think, Thursday. Okay, although 78 is a good year, that's a good year to die. You know, between 75 and 78, that's a good time to punch out. You've pretty much put your time in, you've lived your life, and I've said this before, after you're living past 78, 75 years old, you're wasting everybody's fucking time. Like Betty White wasted people's time. Okay, everyone got all excited. She's going to make it to 100. She got 15 days within 100. Go, nah. So, unfortunately, Ronnie Spector from the Ronettes. Now, some of you youngsters may not know who the Ronettes were. It was a trio, three black women from Harlem, I believe, originally. I mean, they had a string of popular songs in the 60s. Actually, believe it or not, the Ronettes are one of my favorite girl singing groups. I know I'm an old soul, but yeah, I'm an old fart, really. But yeah. So the Ronettes, unfortunately, Ronnie Spector passed away. She collaborated with Bruce Springsteen, I think, in like the late 70s. Listen, Ronnie Spector was a good-looking broad. Let me tell you something. I mean, she could. Back in her prime, she was a good-looking broad. Matter of fact, even at 78, she wasn't too shabby for a 78-year-old. So, Ronnie, Bob Saget, Azalud. Well, like I said, it's been a fucking week between banks and I have stories, modeling. So let me start with this one. And I'll get to the bank bullshit later. So I got a ticket like 3 years ago. I was heading towards the Whitestone Bridge from the Bronx, and there's a speed trap there. When you go from 55 miles an hour from the Hutch to, I think, about 40, and then it drops to like 35 before you get onto the bridge. But there's no sign indicating that you're in the 40-mile-an-hour speed zone. So I'm coming down the fucking highway. There's some fucking moron in front of me. I'm in the middle lane. So I signal, I get into the left lane, I punch it, and I go around them. So when I hit it, I don't know, I might have been doing 65, 70, fucking MTA cop pulls me over. These cocksuckers got nothing better to do. Well, anyway, this cop was a fucking dick. Okay? Gives me a fucking ticket. So I plead not guilty. Because usually you go to court, the cop don't show up. They knock it down to like a seatbelt violation or some bullshit. Nothing with no real points. They just want your fucking money. Okay, it is what it is. It's a bullshit game. So I long story short, I plead guilty. They set a court date. COVID happens. Court date gets pushed. Set another court date. That gets pushed. So this is going back to fucking 2019. So here it is, 2022, right? So they finally had a court date for me, which was Wednesday, I think. Yeah, Wednesday, the 12th. And I got a thing in the mail that said I didn't have to show up. I could go virtual. Oh, even better. I don't have to go all the way to fucking Rockaway. No big deal. So I go online thinking, same shit, You pop on, cop don't show up, negotiate a deal, they take your money, you're good to go. This motherfucking cop shows up. He must have nothing to do. And he's like, he's like a cop nerd, okay? I don't say this often. And of all the fucking, and I don't condone randomly shooting police officers. Don't get me wrong. I don't condone that. I'm not saying defund the police. But of all the fucking cops that get randomly shot, this motherfucker couldn't be one of them. Okay? Couldn't someone just ram his car and knock him off the fucking bridge? Every other cop that got shot shouldn't have. This guy should. Okay? This son of a bitch fuck. So he shows up. Okay. Meanwhile, he's inside wearing a mask. Okay? That's how fucking retarded he is. So normally when a cop shows up, all right, you could bullshit your way around that. You could question the calibration of the radar gun, little things like that. This son of a bitch had a calibration report before I could even open my mouth to ask. He already presented it as evidence. This cocksucker had me fucking cold. I mean, he had a detailed report exactly from there. He must have spent the whole fucking morning on the side of the Whitestone Bridge writing this shit up. Okay, you son of a bitch. I hope he gets fucking COVID, cancer, and AIDS the same week. Okay, this cocksucker. Anyhow, Long story short, they fucking found me guilty, hit me with like a $288 fine and 6 motherfucking points on my license. I'm gonna be taking defensive driving until I fucking die. This cocksucker piece of shit. So that was the middle of my week. That's not even how my week started, okay? But I'll get there. Okay, wait, because that's a whole. I made a whole segment just for that. All right, so like I said this week, quiet news week. Hochul hasn't done anything fucking stupid. No Cuomo update. There's been nothing really earth-shattering happening with COVID that you don't already know about. And, you know, as far as Biden goes, every fucking day with this guy's just one big clusterfuck after the next. I mean, he's just an angry old man who's fucking, he doesn't know what day of the week it is. Anyway, kids, get those tickets out. Get ready. We're about to hop onto that maniacal, magical express into mayhem and fuckery all aboard. Crazy trains leaving the station. Woo-hoo! First stop, New York City. Well, Mayor Motherfucker is off to one hell of a start, let me just tell you. So first off, he's being accused of nepotism. Okay, for hiring his brother as the police commissioner. Now, listen. You know how that goes. You know what I mean? Yo, come on, man. Hook your brother up. We family, motherfucker. Come on, man. I need a job. Shit. Come on, Eric. So Eric Adams made his brother the police commissioner. You know, I don't know that that's necessarily bad. I mean, I get it. Nepotism, yeah. But, I mean, listen. At least the way I look at this, and again, I'm not jumping on a fucking bandwagon here. I'm trying to play devil's advocate. Okay, the way I look at this is, I mean, if his brother's the police commissioner, then he's going to probably go along more or less with things that help the police, unless his brother's a complete clusterfuck and anti-cop. You know what I mean? Which that could happen, but I don't think so. Okay, I'm sure his brother was a cop too. Eric Adams was a cop, so I think that may not be the worst thing in the world for NYPD. But here's where we go off the fucking tracks now. Okay, he passed the law. He signed the law, a bill into law that even Muppet Hands wouldn't sign, which allows illegal aliens to vote in city elections. Where's the fucking logic in this? Okay, this is not a good thing. Okay, first of all, elections should only be for citizens, and like I can't vote in a New York City election because I'm not a resident of New York City. I'm not a resident of the 5 boroughs, so I can't elect the mayor. I can't elect borough presidents. None of that shit. I have no say. That's fine. I understand. I don't pay city taxes. I live just over the fucking border, and I'm okay with that. But you're going to allow people that are here illegally with no fucking citizenship, well, definitely not paying any kind of tax, period. You're going to allow them say in the fucking city election? Well, what are you, fucking retarded? Okay? You'll never have a decent fucking politician in New York City ever again because of this. So this is a fucking problem. Even Muppet Hands, who leans so far fucking left, he might as well be sideways. He wouldn't sign it into fucking law. This guy... Yeah, total fucking stupidity, okay? Total stupidity. So, New York City's going to go further down the toilet. But on a positive note, he did something that absolutely delighted me. He pissed off AOC by referring to people who work as dishwashers, cooks, messengers, waitstaff, Dunkin' Donuts employees, etc. Basically, any kind of service person. He referred to them as low-skill workers. Now, let me first backtrack here, okay? He was imploring companies to let white-collar workers back into offices, okay? To open up offices and basically let white-collar workers back into their office space so that they can contribute to the economy, okay? And you know, because he was saying these service people depend on the white-collar workers for their jobs, okay? Now, he could have said service people. He used low skill, meaning, okay, a doctor is obviously a skilled professional. a busboy isn't. It doesn't require any skills to be a busboy. Doesn't require any skills to be a waiter or a waitress. Even as a bartender, some skills required. Okay, but it's not. You're not going to college for this. Okay, and listen, I spent 30 years in the fucking restaurant business. I've done everything in the restaurant: busboy, wait staff, bartender, EC, line cook, prep cook, whatever. You name it, I've done it. Now, if we're talking kitchen, that's different. A chef requires skill. That's a skilled employee. But he didn't mean that. And you know what? Even if he lumps that all in, who gives a fuck? Okay, what he was basically saying is, okay, like Wall Street, for example, right? Nobody's going to fucking Wall Street for dinner. So all the restaurants, bars and grills, cafes, coffee shops, anything in the financial district, or any of those heavily even Midtown, okay? Even fucking Midtown, all up and down 5th Avenue, where there's office places. The majority of their business comes from fucking lunch, whether it be takeout or eat in, and maybe early dinner, possibly even and breakfast. On the weekends, quiet. Dead, quiet. Okay, maybe a couple of neighborhood people, but that's it. So I get what he's saying. All right? So he just referred to them as low skill employees because they don't require a fucking college education to do all of that shit. Now, AOC quickly fired off a tweet criticizing Adams for referring to them as low skill. She said that the term low skill is a myth. Have you seen these fucking people? Okay, I mean, you've heard me describe my my own experiences in Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, so saying they're low skill is actually putting it fucking mildly, because they're a bunch of fucking idiots. When you tell someone how to make your coffee, they still get it wrong. That's not low skill. That's fucking retardation right there. Okay, so. And then to further hammer her fucking point home, she used her own experience as a waitress, okay, to say how that added to her skills as a congressperson, made her a better congressperson. How does being a fucking waitress make you a better congresswoman? Can I know? Well, unless you're serving coffee to all the fucking retards in Capitol Hill, how does being a waitress equate to you being a congressperson? You fucking Momo. So, I mean, she's the epitome of fucking low skill. She's completely fucking incompetent and removed from reality. You look up low skill in Webster's dictionary, you see that fucking face. Okay? Holy shit. Well, Adams, not being a man of a few words, turned around and accused her of playing word police. And Mayor Motherfucker then sarcastically said that he would try to be as perfect as she is. Listen, I may end up liking and hating this guy at the same time. You know what I mean? I don't know yet. The jury's still out. I mean, he could be bad for the city, but he is fucking entertaining to watch so far. I mean, that's why I said I'm on the fence with this guy. So far, it's 60-40. You know what I mean? I don't hate the nepotism thing. I absolutely love the fact that he pissed off AOC his second week on the job. That whole, allowing illegals to fucking vote in city elections, that I got a problem with. So, while we're in New York City, let's go a little further east and hit Times Square. So this chick, Bailey Kenworthy, and her boyfriend were visiting New York City from Texas, I guess for the holidays. Okay? Matter of fact, I wanted to mention the story last week, but we already were an hour and a half in. I figured we'd still be fucking talking, so I waited for this week. So her boyfriend, I guess this was a big trip for them, see the big city. So he planned ahead. So he decided to pop the question while they were in New York City, which he did. So Bailey was so excited about this that she couldn't contain her enthusiasm. So she yells from her Times Square hotel window, "I'm engaged, New York!" To which a New Yorker on the street promptly replied, "Shut the fuck up, bitch!" You gotta love New York, okay? And this is what she's excited to marry. I mean, I guess New York was right. Next stop, Washington, D.C. So, quick little update on AOC's little Miami vacation. It turns out she ended up getting the cron, despite the fact that she's vaxxed and boosted. And no, it has nothing to do with the fact that she was not wearing a mask at the drag club, okay, or hugging and kissing people. She probably had it before she even fucking got there. Not that the mask would prevent it. I told you, they don't work. Apparently neither do vaccines and boosters. So, not to worry, she's resting comfortably, and she still had time to tweet from her bed about Eric Adams. Next stop, Florida. Well, this is a delightful little tale. Floridians are telling woke New York snowbirds to get the fuck out of here. So apparently, because a lot of people from New York snowbird in Florida, like Palm Springs or Fort Lauderdale, so they see all the fucking New York plates. So they were putting letters on a bunch of people, putting letters on people's cars with New York plates that said, "If you're a woke New Yorker, go back to New York. You'll be happier, and so will Florida." And something, I can't disagree with that. I don't blame them at all. Good for you, Florida. I'm starting to like Florida more and more each and every day. Every time I hear something like this, it just delights me. I always said I don't think I could leave New York. I've tried. It didn't work. A couple of times I always end up coming back. But I don't know. I think this time around, if I retire and end up in Florida, I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world for me. I gotta say, maybe Daytona, because there's a lot of people like me in Daytona. We like motorcycles. We like, blue collar shit. Even though technically I am a white collar guy, you wouldn't believe it, but I'm a blue collar guy in disguise. That's how I like to describe myself. Okay, that Scotch is smooth. Next stop, Texas. So, a Texas mother, 41-year-old Sarah Beam, was arrested for putting her 13-year-old son in the trunk because she didn't want to get COVID. This fucking old COVID thing is making people fucking crazy. So, so here's what happened. Her kid apparently was showing some symptoms of the Crohn. So she wanted to take him to a testing center to have him, tested. So she didn't want to get COVID from being in the car with him, so she puts the kid in the trunk. Meanwhile, you fucking live with the kid. You've been exposed to it already, you fucking retard. Okay, so she puts him in the trunk. She gets to a drive-up testing center and tells them that her kid is in the trunk and she thinks he has COVID. Well, they promptly called CPS and arrested her. So, and you might be wondering, what does Miss Beam do for a living? Well, let me tell you. She's a school teacher and probably a fucking Democrat too. Probably like one of the only 9 Democrats in Texas. Okay? Yeah, school teacher puts her kid in the trunk. These are the fucking rocket scientists that are teaching our children. Okay? Good luck. All right, your sports update. Well, who says miracles never happen? The Giants finally fired Joe Judge, their coach. And everyone, this is news. They should have fired this fucking asshole after the 3rd game, to be honest with you, okay? Because it was pretty clear after the 3rd game, he had no fucking earthly idea what he was doing as a coach. And you know why? I'll tell you why. Because he's never fucking coached before. It's like the Giants and the Yankees share the same fucking dead brain cells, where they think putting a fucking retard that has no experience in the driver's seat of it's like here, it's the equivalent of giving a kid a driver's license, you know, a newly licensed kid, and then sticking him in a fucking Ferrari, and then being surprised that he crashed it 5 minutes out of the driveway. Same shit here, okay? So Joe Judge had absolutely no coaching experience. They make him the head coach of, like, you know, probably the franchise team in New York, right? And look how well that went. So this actually is the fifth coach that they've had since they got rid of Coughlin back in, I think, 2011. And they've been a clusterfuck ever since. I mean, I said this then, and I've always said I was never a fan of Tom Coughlin, but when they brought him over to the Giants, there was just something about him that fucking knocked that team into shape, and he did an unbelievable job with them. I can't take that away from Coach Coughlin. And if they would have renewed his contract one more year, him and Eli would have gone to another fucking Super Bowl. I firmly believe that. But the Maras are fucking retarded. Okay, I'm sorry, but they are. And since then, like I said, it's been 5 coaches. The last one being Judge, who never coached before. And I don't know how they thought this was going to go well. Okay, so, you know, now here's the plan. So Dave Gettleman, the GM, retired, which I don't think he really fucking retired. I think they told him to retire. So what they're going to do is they're going to look for a new GM and then let the new GM hire their own head coach, which is, honestly, that's the right thing to do. And you know something? Nobody's job is safe, because not even Daniel Jones, who since they got him, I said he was not a good quarterback. He might have had some potential. I said, you know, give him a little time. Maybe he'll grow into something. It's been 3 fucking years, I think, now. He's got Ugats. He keeps getting hurt. He's just not a good quarterback. I'm sorry. He's not the franchise quarterback. If anything, he's a good backup quarterback, but not the fucking franchise guy. They need a new QB. Hands down. Okay, there's a lot of good quarterbacks out there that they can get, even some good draft guys, but I think what they need is a seasoned guy. Maybe keep Daniel Jones as a backup, maybe trade him and get a better backup. I don't know. Maybe take a fucking couple of draft picks and make one of these, you know, one of these hot draft pick quarterbacks, you know, the new backup QB, and grow them that way. That's what I really think they should do. Okay, right out of Scotch. Good shit. Goes down nice and smooth. Anyhow. So that's so they said whoever the new head coach is, they could probably shit can Jones, and they could probably go after Saquon Barkley, get a new running back, because honestly, wasn't that fucking impressive either. Okay, well, it is the wild card playoff this weekend. So we got 2 days of football, Saturday and Sunday. Here we go. Raiders and Bengals Saturday. You know what? I like the Bengals by a field goal, by 3 points on this one. Bills and Pats Saturday. I'm gonna say Bills by a touchdown. Okay, the Pats just don't have it. Sunday, Eagles and Bucks. The Birds get slaughtered by the Buccaneers. Listen, Brady's still fucking. He's still fucking twisted about that Super Bowl. I think that was 2018 or 2017, 28. I don't remember. But it was when the Pats played the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Personally, I don't know how the fucking Eagles made it this far. Because they... all bias aside, I don't know how they made it this far. But they're going to get slaughtered. Easily. If I had to guess, the minimum, maybe 10 points minimum, but I think it's going to be more than that. Okay, I think it's going to be more than that. I think actually, you know what? I'll say 17 minimum. I'm going to change it to 17. All right. Then you got your Niners and the Cowboys. Cowboys by at least 10, easy. Steelers and Chiefs. Now this one's tough. Okay, because these teams are both pretty much evenly paired up. Now, you got Roethlisberger, who's a seasoned quarterback, smart guy. And then you got Mahomes, who's, you know, he's young, he's new, but he's not dumb. I'm going to go Steelers by a field goal on this one, okay? And then you got your Cardinals and Rams Sunday. LA beats them by at least 17. No sweat, Okay. NHL, Rangers and Flyers Saturday at 7. Islanders play the Caps at 7:30. NBA, oh my God, this is fucking hilarious. So a player on the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker, explained how NBA players frequently shit their pants while playing. This is apparently a common thing in the NBA. Sometimes what happens is they'll shit themselves and then they fake an injury so they can get carried off the field and change their shorts. I had no idea this was a thing. You never saw Michael Jordan shit his pants, okay? And I'll tell you why, because this son of a bitch played with a stomach flu. So if he was going to shit himself, that would have been the time he would have done it, and he would have kept playing. There would have been shit running down the shorts. There would be shit all over the fucking hardwood. I don't know. I don't know. These dirty fucking bastards. What? Yeah, now, he went on to say that he blamed it on they have a high protein diet. Listen, I eat nothing but protein all week long. The only time I have carbs are on the weekend. So I've never shit my pants. Like, I've never shit myself in the gym. So I'm not buying this. I don't know what the fuck they do. Maybe they're cornholing each other in the fucking locker room. I don't know. Okay? It must suck if you have a white uniform. You know, if you're wearing white shorts and you shit yourself. I will say, I bet Julius Randle on the Knicks shits himself constantly. He looks like a shitter. You know, he looks like he doesn't care if he sharts or what. Like, he probably does it even when he's not playing basketball. Did you ever see that man's face? You ever look into his eyes? That guy belongs in fucking Bellevue. He is completely and totally batshit crazy, okay? Yeah, he looks like he just got out of fucking Rikers. Like, he should be playing basketball at Rikers Island. Anyway, so your Nets and the Pelicans, Saturday at 7:30. Knicks and Hawks, Saturday at 7:30. Bulls and Warriors tonight at 7:30. And the Celtics, they play Saturday at 8:30. So, what the fuck is that? We're going to talk about Chinese mouth stretchers. Now, these are marketed as silicone face slimmer mouth tightener, anti-wrinkle, anti-aging, mouth muscle tightener, exercise, mouth muscle tightener, face exercise, lips trainers, facelift, and you can pick these up at Walmart for a wonderful bargain of $10 and change. I mean, what will these clever Chinese think of next? Obviously, it's made in China. If you take a look, more specifically, it comes from Wuhan. So you pay $10 for the mouth stretcher. The COVID is free. Now, what, pray tell, could you possibly use one of these for? Well, according to this, it's supposed to tighten your facial muscles and maybe reduce wrinkling. You know, like if you're a senior citizen and like you still enjoy fellatiating all the men at the home, you know, maybe like, you know, your mouth was a little loose because you're fucking 80 and you want to tighten all that up so you can get a real good fucking grab on that banana. This might come in handy, according to this. Now, me personally, if you look at some of these fucking... Could you imagine popping this thing in your mouth and walking around? I mean, you could use it as a little hand puppet. You know, me personally, I already know what this is. They're just marketing it as something nonsensical so they could sell it on fucking Walmart.com. But basically what this is just a device in which to masturbate with. Okay, I mean, look at it. You know, you take this thing, you lube up the inside a little bit with some Vaseline and chapstick. You clock it on, you know, you maybe work out your forearm. Some of you guys, maybe 3-4 strokes and you're done. So other people, you know, it might take you a little longer. You might get carpal tunnel syndrome. Now, I know what you're thinking, Tommy. Is that how you got carpal tunnel? No, because if that was the case, I would have just had it in my right hand. But I don't need that shit. I have no feeling in this hand, so I'm my own best friend. But that aside, that's basically what this fucking thing is. It's just a mouth in which to jerk yourself off with. But now, if you call it this, silicone face slimmer mouth tightener, whatever the fuck. You can sell it on fucking Walmart. What will these clever Chinese think of next? Okay, kids, on Right or Racist. In Brazil, there is a saying that money whitens, referring to race being more fluid and a person's race can change as they become wealthier or poorer. Well, that's right. Okay, in Brazil, race is seen more as socioeconomic. I guess money talks. The more money you got, the whiter you get. Ain't that lovely? Okay, kids, your PSA. Like I said, it was one hell of a fucking week. So now you've heard me mention that I do my banking with Capital One. And Capital One Bank, I must say, is the most incompetent, fucking uneducated, imbecilic fucking bank to ever exist. How the fuck this place is in business, I don't know. Somebody better grab Samuel L. Jackson, pull him aside and go, yo, dude, sever your go someplace else. Go to a better bank. This bank's fucking horrible. So here's what happened. They fucked up my Social Security. Now, before it was Capital One, it used to be North Fork Bank. I've been with this bank over 20 fucking years. And I'm not a creature. I'm a creature of habit. I don't like change. So when it was North Fork Bank, I set up an accounts, whatever. So I've been there for 100 years. They had the wrong Social Security number for me. They inverted a number. Whatever. Maybe it was my fault. Maybe it was theirs. I don't know. But anyhow, it's been that way for 20 fucking years. In December, I get a letter from Capital One saying that they need to correct my Social Security number. They're having some problems with the IRS. No problem, no big deal. I sent them I had to send them a copy of my Social Security card by before December 10th, which I did. They even sent me an email acknowledging that they got it. So everything was fine. Copacetic, great, wonderful. So, New Year's Day, I log on to my account to pay some bills. I cannot see my information. It's locked me out. I think it's just an end of the year thing. Maybe they're updating this system, whatever. I let it go. Monday, I log on, same shit. I call. Turns out, they got all my information. They updated it in the system, but I don't know. On the back end somewhere, somebody fucked up, and they told me, don't worry, Mr. Sir, in 3 days, you'll have access to your account. Great, fine, wonderful. All right. 3 days comes and goes. No fucking, nothing. I call back, I get some fucking mope. First of all, you know what I mean? You press 1 for English and they give you the most retarded person that doesn't understand or speak fucking English. So for fucking an hour and a half, I'm screaming at this fucking guy, okay? And all he can tell me is I gotta wait 15 days. He said 15 fucking days for me to access my account. Now here's my problem. I can't pay my bills because everything's online bill pay. I can't see what's in my accounts. I can't Zelle money if I need to. That's it. I'm locked out. I'm like, but meanwhile, I could use my debit card and credit card, no problem. I says, you're a fucking bank that's stopping me from banking. How does this make sense? So Monday comes, right? This Monday. I call again. Same shit. So now I get this guy on the phone. He tells me, everything's updated. He goes, you know what you probably have to do? Delete all your browser stuff and delete the app and blah, 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 whatever. So I do all of that. Still nothing. I call back again. Same shit. 15 days. They tell me, you have to go to the branch and they have to fix it. Okay. So Tuesday, I go to the fucking branch. Tuesday was the day from fucking hell. Let me tell you something. I don't know how I did not end up in prison on Tuesday. That should have been the day where I murdered everybody. So here's what happened. So I go into fucking Capital One. Go up, I tell the teller what's going on because everybody's behind fucking plastic because they were afraid of the cron. So I go up there, and 2 hours, I'm in the fucking bank. Right? They're going back and forth and trying to they can't even fucking figure out. Bottom line, they told me, well, we don't know. They had to fill out the same paperwork again. They said they'll hear back from their internal IT department in 3 days. Still haven't heard. And then 15 days. So I went fucking bananas and I said, how long would it take me to close my account? She said, you can close it right now. I said, good, let's do that. So I closed my fucking account. That's how pissed off I am. So they give me a cashier's check for everything that's in my accounts. Now, where I live, there's a million fucking banks up and down the block. I mean, you you could throw a rock and you can't not hit one. So I go to I went to 5 fucking banks on Tuesday. So the first stop, I go to TD Bank. Here's where my problem is. Okay, aside from Capital One being fucking retarded. By the way, if you bank with Capital One, take all your money out of there and go find a real bank. Okay, so anyhow, first stop is TD Bank. I walk in. Before I could open my fucking mouth, the guy behind the counter, he's wearing like a bright green, the Kermit the Frog green fucking man. Before he starts pointing at his face frantically. I said, who do I speak to about opening up an account? He goes, oh, you got this with the mask. I said, stop pointing at your fucking Kermit face and tell me who I have to talk to open a fucking account. He goes, da, da, da. So I hear some lady behind me sitting at a desk, surrounded in plastic, wearing a mask. She says, oh, I can help you, but you'll have to put a mask on first. Do you have a mask? And I looked at her, I went, no. I turned around, walked out of the fucking bank. Strike one. Go down the street, I go to Chase Bank. Walk into Chase Bank, they were very pleasant. Hello, sir, how you doing? I told them what I wanted, a money market, blah, blah, blah. They didn't necessarily have exactly what I wanted, but they were very polite. Nobody fucking started doing this. I thought it was just an isolated incident. I thanked them for their time. I leave. I go to Ridgewood Savings Bank. Now, when I walked into Ridgewood, immediately I should have known this was not going to go well. Because first of all, there was a big sign. Oh, speak to our manager, Elizabeth Medina, whatever the fuck. First of all, anybody named Elizabeth, it's something with the name. Like certain people, like when you give them a certain name, it predetermines how they're going to malfunction. Okay? Like my mother, for example. Her name's Olivia. Every Olivia that I've encountered since then has been mentally irregular. Sorry if you have a child or something named Olivia. They're going to be difficult to deal with. Okay? So, people named Elizabeth are fucking dumb. But they don't know that they're dumb. See, it's a secret to them. So, I should have known right then and there this was not going to go well. So, I walk into the bank. Right away, it's like a fucking epidemic. The security guard starts pointing at his face like this. I ignored him. I walked into the fucking bank, and there was some black lady sitting there. I said, excuse me, can you help me? I'd like to open an account. She goes, oh, yeah. And as I say that, now, again, the woman's behind plastic. She's got a fucking mask on. As a matter of fact, she's got one of those, like, platypus masks on, like the K95 that looks like a duckbill. So as I'm talking here's the bank manager sitting in the corner going, like this, frantically. I thought she was telling me to smile. I looked at her, I went, hey, lady, I don't smile. This is my face. She's like, no, you have to, and she's like bouncing. Like, you have to put a mask on. You have to put a mask on. So she's freaking the fuck out. I went, I could, sometimes I got no filter. I said, are you retarded? Settle down. Stop. She, do you have a mask? Here's a mask. Like, I'm in the fucking bank already 3-4 minutes. I've already contaminated everything. This woman's like rocking back and forth because I'm not wearing a fucking mask. Here's the best part. So she gives me this fucking mask. I said, all right, I put it around my ears and I stretch it across my neck. It's not even on my face. I sit down and now the lady with the fucking K95 mask can talk to me. So we're talking, right? We're going back and forth. A good, 4 or 5 minutes. And I can't understand a fucking word this woman is saying because she's got the mask on and she's behind play. And I kept saying, what? And she had to keep pulling her mask down. I says, isn't this fucking ridiculous? She's like, yes, but we have to wear them. I said, if you're not, I've been wearing mine around my neck for the last 10 minutes. Nobody said anything. She says, oh, I need you to pull it up. I said, are you serious? I says, I've been sitting here. I says, you didn't even notice until I said it. I said, I'm not pulling shit up, okay? So, apparently, they had an issue with my address. I left. I got pissed off there. I left. Yeah, I go to another fucking bank. I go to a credit union this time. I figure maybe they'd be regular. I walk in, and same thing, like fucking mongoloids. Like not even a hello, good afternoon, sir, how may we... Frantically, like poking themselves in the fucking face like they're gonna die. This woman hands me another mask. I do the same fucking shit. I put it around my neck. And she's, okay, here, let me take you over to so-and-so. Rachel, I think this woman's name is. I sit down, and Rachel, again, she's behind plastic with the mask on. I could have started licking it. There's nothing that's going to contaminate this woman. You understand what I'm saying? So I could have taken my dick and rubbed it across the fucking plastic. I guarantee you no banana juice would have hit this woman in the head. So again, she's like, well, I need like a copy of your social security card and like your birth certificate. You want me to fucking piss in a cup too? Who the fuck walks around with all of this shit? Let's get the fuck out of here. I take my shit and I leave. At this point, it's 4:30. My eyeballs are vibrating inside my head. I'm ready to just murder the next person that I even look at. I said, you know what? Fuck it. I went back to Chase. Walked in. Again, same thing. Good afternoon, sir. How may we help you? No one's poking themselves in. No one even told me to put a mask on. I walked in, sat down. Then I conducted my business, opened my accounts. Not exactly what I wanted, but I made do. It is what it is. And I left. And they've been pleasant ever since. I'm going to say something, and I don't want you people to take it misinterpreted, because I'm going to change the meaning of this word. Okay, it's usually meant to be a derogatory term towards the gay community. I obviously don't have no problem with the gay community, so it's not that. But this fucking COVID shit is turning everybody into a bunch of fucking panicking, nervous faggots. I said it, okay? I don't mean a derogatory thing towards the gay community. To me, a faggot is somebody who runs around screaming like an hysterical woman for no fucking reason whatsoever. Okay? Or an hysterical person. Because clearly a lot of these people are fucking men too, and they're pointing at their face like fucking brain-dead retards. Okay? Like a fucking, the same material that you use as a coffee filter in your fucking Mr. Coffee is going to protect you from COVID. Does this make sense? Okay? If water and air can get through it, all it does is hold coffee grinds. How the fuck is it going to stop any fucking germs from penetrating your skull? Everybody needs to get this fucking thing so we can get rid of it, okay? Masks don't work. These banks are fucking ridiculous. This whole thing has just made people fucking completely stupid. Like they stop thinking. And that's my PSA, kids. Anyway, stay COVIDless. No mask, don't ask. Haters can kiss my ass. And remember, who loves you, babe? It's been your Friday wrap-up. I'll see you when I see you.